ᛗᚩᚾᚪᚋ᚞ᚪᚷ. It's Werman Grimraven from Woden's Earth, the ancestral hall, coming to you again from the Earth of ᛗᚩᚾᚪᚋ᚞ᚪᚷ in the West Thirding of Yorkshire at ᛗᚩᚾᚪᚋ. Part 2 of the discussion of Blot, and obviously next week finally hoping to get out there and put the Blot together somewhere and put a Blot there for you to see how I would old Blot, and it's quite symbolic of how our kindred old Blot. Symbolic, keep that word in mind, because today I've tried every medicine that I could and nothing is making me better, so I'm going to have a go at mead, because it's got honey in, so it might be as medicinal as I hope. This one's just honey mead. It's from, is this on English Heritage? Yeah, this is English Heritage, this one. They're not bad meads, and they also do them in the other one as well, not English Heritage, what they blooming call them. Oh man, National Trust, they do quite nice meads. Anyway, so drink ale, let's do some mead. Beautiful, all gone. Okay, the word symbolic. I'm going to start with the word symbolic. So, my personal belief is that everything that we do is symbolic of what our ancestors may or may not have done. As far as practical, we try to emulate the past, but we can't live in the past, and we can't know for definite just what our ancestors did or what they would do if they were still doing it now, because times would change, there's no doubt about it. So today I've put this hammer on. This hammer was quite expensive. It is solid silver. It's got a solid silver ring which is 20 quid in it all, mounted on a chain with wolves' heads. Right. The reason I put this on today, because the first Yuletide I was ever with my partner Lisa, so now we're talking 17 years ago, she gifted me this. So that's symbolic of 17 years of my life with Lisa. Okay, the one that I only take off basically when I'm having a shave and shaving my head, the little version of this hammer really, again, which Lisa gifted me I think the year after. And that's the one I wear all the time because it's not obtrusive, you know, you can wear that anywhere, can't you? Right, so on a personal level, these are symbolic to me. Other things that are symbolic to me is all my jewellery. So, okay, that one's Thurnos hammer, that one's a Valt nut. So to me, they're symbolic of the path that I'm on. Right, this one again Lisa bought for me, so again it's a symbolic personal item between me and Lisa. This one is symbolic of the Athelstan festival last year, when I went with our kinsman Roger to Tamworth, and we found a little shop and this ring just happened to fit me. So that's symbolic of a trip to do with Anglo-Saxon England. And this was gifted to me by Stuart, our blacksmith. Okay, so again, it's a plain band, but you know, it's a gift, and gifts are really, really important. They hold a lot of symbology themselves. Okay, if I then move up, these two I've had for quite a long time. The runic, they're nothing to do with the kindred. The runic path is my own. And then I have these two also. They're identical except gold and silver. So I wear the gold one on my right arm. So when I'm facing north, it's facing the rising sun. And the silver one on my left hand, again when I'm facing north, it's facing the rising moon. Symbology. Everything is symbolic in it. Kindred wise, when we first started off, these were the kind of arm rings that people were being handed out. This, I've just put the black twine on myself. It's a silver version of that, right? So that might have been 1 year, that might have been for 2 years, yeah. But now, if we want these kind of arm rings, we have them made by Stuart. And again, they're solid, yeah. So again, that's the kind of trust that we give out initially when we start gifting to members. And then you may or may not see these, because we don't deliberately try to get them on camera. We wear them for what they are, because we've all got those personal runes cast into these, again made by Stuart. Yeah, you can wear it there, you can wear it there. They're made so they can squeeze in. You can wear them where you want, but yeah, whatever. Yeah. So personally, they're all symbolic, but it's like when we hold Blot, I kind of expect everyone to at least be wearing this, right? Because that one is their armband, their arm ring that's been made for them personally, right? The other thing that you may see me wear more in kindred blots or blots is this humongous Thor's hammer. Now, when Stuart makes these, he makes them in batches. This was the daddy of them all, with the thorn rune stacked in the middle, right? Well, every member, everybody who joins the kindred ultimately gets an hammer, yeah. They come in different sizes. The one that you pick out of a bag is yours. Also on here, although that's a kindred thing, is this, and that's symbolic, because although that's ᚗᚪᚋ's hammer, this was gifted to me at the first to rise by Ken's youngest son, and he's quite a shy lad, and to approach someone like me and like, I want to give you this kind of thing, I felt really good about it, yeah. And it shows that you're making breakthroughs, you know. He's overcoming these like shy traits and stuff, and he doesn't mind being around men, yeah. So really love that one. And more so now in the kindred, the Ethel rune, or Dal, or Thela, call it what you want, yeah, of inheritance and inherited traits, inherited land, is the main thing behind this rune. But I also have on there another hammer, was gifted me along with that ring, and another one which I have now gifted to somebody, yeah. And I kept the one with the elongated stem, yeah. And these are symbolic for a lot of reasons. So when we talk about symbology, these are years of knowing somebody. This is years. It's just like, I have these made, and I'll ask for like 10, and I get them at a reasonable price. No man works for no. But then you get your 10, what I've paid for, and I get a gift as well. I've still got an axe head on my keys, my car keys, that Stuart gifted me years ago now. You know, so there's a lot of years of my life tied up in all the regalia you may or may not see me wear. Would I ever be dressed in traditional clothing? Yep, sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. We don't make anybody do it, we're not reenactors, but sometimes you can just take yourself to another place just by doing something like that. So sometimes it may feel appropriate, maybe it's not. Even when I look round in my hearth here, and it's just like, you can't quite see it up there now, the ram's skull gifted by Roger, the big ermine sill gifted by Roger, the wall hanging of Odin gifted by Sean, the picture of Odin behind me gifted by Sean, and then there's other things. So this is what I'm known for. I'm chugging quite, this holds a litre of mead basically, and I can knock quite a few of these back at a gathering. I've been known to, And apparently when I drink mead I'm fireproof, because twice I've fallen off my stool into a fire while I've been drinking mead and got up and not even been burnt, so it makes me fireproof, which is why I'm hoping it's medicinal today. Yeah, this was gifted me a long time ago now by John Thorson, who's from Iceland but now lives in Bulgaria. But yeah, John brought me that as a personal horn, and at the same time bought the one that I'm again famous for being the only one to down this horn in one. It's longer but not quite as wide as the other, so it still holds a litre. Right, but I've long now since decorated with some runic symbols, etc. that are relevant. This is just a beautiful communal horn. When we do pass a horn round, we didn't do it in COVID obviously, but when we do, this is the horn that we chug from. Yeah. So again, really special horn. Actually came from Iceland, because John's visited the hearth twice from Iceland and stayed over here with us. The one you saw me drinking out of earlier on is probably more symbolic of what I can drink now, because with my illness I don't really drink much. Okay, other things that you are going to see, and again that I will be using this during the blot. This is my 6. Okay, yeah, it's about 1 foot long, made out of a railway spike. Again, gifted to me by Roger. Men gift each other gifts, right? Man gifts. I don't care what anyone thinks that statement. They're man gifts, yeah. But when you're a man, you love getting stuff like this. But it's symbolic because we use this as part of us blots. We don't just carry it around the streets or anything. This is my ᚗᚩᚾᚪᚋ᚞ᚪᚷ hammer. So when I am doing my blot indoors, this is the one I will do my hammer right with. Okay. I will mentioning that we've started using a bell, just a little bell. That's to call people into void and end the blot. It's easier than coming up with what to say. To be honest, it's quite good. Again, you'll often see candles burning in the background there. They're just tea lights. This was gifted to me again by Sean. This one I have made myself. And the one I've owned the longest, and so I absolutely treasure, is this one. This is from ᚗᚪᚋᚪᚋᚪ, Lonnie Shepherd. Anybody who knows Lonnie from the Faversham kind of area, gifted me this a long time ago now, many years, and yes, it's still going strong and it's still adorning my Weirfords. Okay, and down here we have Woden. This is our main kindred Woden now, that Hengest actually made for us. We've got loads of others. I might do a video one day where I go through every single idol that I own and a bit of background of these ones, where they've come from. Also, this came back from a rise when we got really drunk and started using these drums that I've made. Well, I didn't make the drums, but I've done all the runic work on them and damped them down a bit, just so they they've got that different sound, yeah. And yeah, so we have used them, and we have got drunk and sang like Blackadder at a pixie party. Another thing you'll see is everything's hung off a belt. No, it's just a normal belt now with Thor's hammer. And then the first thing that somebody gets when they join our kindred, right, is the sash. Right, once they're kind of accepted among us, they get a sash, and it's that to give people that first feeling that they actually belong. Now, yeah, they're quite well made. I'm making myself. Mine's adorned with ravens and it says ᚗᚩᚾᚪᛋ᚞ᚪᚷ in runes. Yeah, you can't change this bit, but you can add anything you want off your sash. It's your sash. It's blue now, which is the colour we're using now. But this comes from archery. It's like, because I'm a longbowman, you wear quite a thick version of this for wiping arrows. Yeah, so that's where the idea actually came from, in its original form. So yeah, symbolic again. It's just like when somebody is given that sash, it's just like saying, welcome, you've earned it. All this stuff, you can imagine, I could probably weigh you in for scrap if I tried to wear it all at once. I don't even think I've got enough fingers for the amount of rings I've got. I've got another 2 inside. And I kind of get all them arm rings on at once. I don't know. It's just like I won't be able to lift my arms with that. Right? But it's just like, it just shows how you accumulate things. Right? And you should never cast them away. Yeah. On this path, you treasure things. I've just got some kind of silly notice for Facebook popping up there, and I'm hoping it doesn't show up on the camera, because I'll have to film this all again if it does. And I've no more little bottles of it, so I'll have to crack out my own. So, quickly, because I want to bring this to an end. I've gone through pretty much everything that I wanted to show you next week, for this week. And next week, like I said, there's going to be a blot. Maybe out in the north, it may be out at ᚗᚩᚾᚪᚋ᚞ᚪᚷ, but either way, I will hold a blot. I will set up a reasonable basic ᚗᚩᚾᚪᚋᚏ. I will only have Woden on there. I'll keep it quite simple, and I will film a blot the way that we do it. And is it right or wrong? You decide. It's not for me to decide that. You make your mind up whether you like it or not. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I just wanted to run through. It's just like, oh, because all these items may be seen in a blot. Candles, bells, Thor's hammers, sakes, drinking horns, Thor's hammers, armbands, rings, drums, wheels. Yeah, these are the kind of things that people tend to use, but you don't get them all at once. You build them up over time. You've got to remember that. Guys. You don't just run out and buy all this stuff. Yeah, well, you can if you want, when you've got the money. Anyway, I'm waffling now, so it is ᚗᚩᚾᚪᚋᚏ again, and you can probably hear my throat's still a bit rough, so I've probably talked enough for today. So take care, stay safe out there in Woden's Keep. See you next week.